Hello YouTube, I Fix It All here, Team I Fix It All. So I had a saw that had some really bad teeth on it. And zoom wrong. Okay, so here's that saw. If I can move that light a little bit more. There we go. And it had really bad teeth. The only way I can really show you anything is by showing you the handle, because this is the same saw from the last sharpening how-to your handsaw. Haven't found a brand name on this thing yet, but what I will do is update you on the tooth conditions. So here we go. I'm real happy with the way this turned out. Let's see if I can get a background. May not be able to. Let's see if that helps. All right. That really stinks. Let me see. What if this will help? Piece of styrofoam. I bet that will. And if I rearrange the camera a little bit, tilt that. All right. Now, as you can see, I have a height difference in teeth. We talked about that on the last video. But I'm just going down the entire handsaw, or I should say rip saw, to show you that I basically reshaped every single tooth. I don't think I missed anybody. Now, in my professional opinion, this whole sharpening looks like hell because of the up and down. This whole saw just needs to be reground and retoothed, but I sharpened the teeth. I think I know where to start to regrind and retooth, but I don't want to. Sharpening all these teeth took about 2 solid hours. If I take away the breaks that I took. Man, toward the end, I kept looking and kept looking. I'm in this area, and I would sharpen and sharpen and sharpen, and I swear to God, it seemed like the saw just seemed to get longer and longer the closer you get to the end. I sanded the outside of this thing and cleaned it up a little bit and put some oil on it. And the only thing I can do now is maybe whetstone it. Put this styrofoam back. Maybe whetstone it a little. Which side do I want? I want this side. And at the very best, all I could expect out of this is that some of the teeth I spill it, and then I have a whole different problem. I will clean my workbench up soon. There's some water. The only thing I'm getting out of this is it feels like a bumpy wooden roller coaster. It's just definitely not even. Sorry for bumping the camera. I haven't tried to cut with it yet. I think what I've created is a more aggressive tooth pattern. I guess my question is, and we talked about this before, do saws come with, although light, we shall move you more. Do saws come with this tooth pattern? Rip saws? Because we discussed this being the pattern you want. If that's the front of the saw and back here's your handle and you're pushing the saw that way, you want your leading edge of your tooth to be acting like a snowplow blade, curly cueing the wood up and out of the way. But do they make saws like this? To me, it seems like that would take a longer time to get through the wood, and it would possibly feel smoother as you cut, but it would just take forever to get through. I'm going to go test this saw blade out and see what it feels like. Because to me, I think I created something way, way, way more aggressive than what was existing. But perhaps maybe it's that, maybe it's I brought it back to its original form. And I never knew what it was like brand new because I wasn't around then probably. With a really aggressive saw, you don't want to start in, you want to just pull back first and get yourself a groove cut and then start raking it back and forth to try to really do the sawing. So let's see what I can do. Well, I can tell already that's a lot different. Huh. Okay, now that I know how it's acting, I'm going to be serious about it. Let's see how many. That didn't take a lot of effort. Wow. Okay, hang on. Looks like I found a new game we can play. Let's see how many strokes it takes to get through. not going to include my starter. I'm not going to include the getting the groove in. Okay, there's my groove. So there's. And I usually put my finger out here. When I saw, I took the long way around. When I saw, I usually put my finger right in here as I'm going back and forth to keep the end from wobbling, because if it starts wobbling, you'll start binding. But if you've got a good rhythm going and a good steady stroke, a lot of people could just do that without having to control the end. But I've got to kind of babysit the end of the saw a little bit. So this is a 1x2. I'm going in the 2-inch, and it's actually 1 and I hate how they lie. This has been milled so many times. It's gosh, I want to call it 1 5/8. 1 5/8 inches. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, I went through that. I don't want to damage my saw, but I just went through 1 5/8 inches in 8 strokes, and all the teethers look good. Man, that's sharp. I'm really satisfied with the way that turned out. That's why I'm not too concerned about the leveling. Let's take a look at the saw cut I just made. I was really aggressive with it, so it kind of broke off at the end. It's not a smooth end. And let me see what it can do if I just act like a damn normal person and cut it. And don't be so aggressive. It's splintering wood on the backstroke. Way good, way good. Yeah, there's nothing to see, but it feels much smoother. So anyway, there you go. I sharpened that entire saw with one file. This file right here. Thank you, Chance. Very good Christmas present. And the file is probably, get a magnet, clean it off some. Wire wheel it off real quick. The file is probably, geez, I have to say 70% wore down. You'll never be able to see that. It's still usable though. I'm saying 70%, but it might only be 50. But that one triangle file sharpened that whole saw. Here you go. One more glance at her before we go. Going down the row of teeth. And we need to tilt down some. Wow, look at that middle guy right there. I have no clue. Oops. All right. Well, there you have it. That was well worth it. I'm going to move on to the easy saw. I have a tendency to grab the hardest thing first and get it done and get it out of the way. Because you saw the condition of that blade. These other two blades I've got to do, they're like mint. This guy here is not in bad shape at all. It won't take much to get it under control. That's the Corsair blade. This is the Craftsman saw blade, which feels like it's heavier metal. Let me tilt the phone a little better. Yeah, these teeth are in pretty good shape. Which, that's interesting. I should bring that up. This is a thinner blade. Anybody who knows the technical things about rip saw blades. Let's see what she calipers at. You add a little bit of friction on this. That tells me it's about 38 thousandths. 38-ish for this blade without a handle. Yeah. Then the Craftsman is, I'm trying to say the 39-ish, but I bet that's because of the corrosion. There's about 1,000ths worth of corrosion, meaning 0.0005 thousandths of corrosion on this side and 0.0005 thousandths of corrosion on that side. Add that together and you come up with 0.001. I expect this blade to be thinner. It just feels thinner. Let's see if I'm right or wrong. Oh yeah, I knew it. This one's probably classified as a 30 thousandths. But it's coming out at like 031. Let me see, 0312. Enough of all this dilly-dallying around about saw blades. That'll end this episode in this entire series. So this will be part 2. You guys have a great rest of your day and Happy New Year. See ya.